Okay, so here's one of the last updates. This morning just did. Oh, so had a COVID test. I shouldn't be violating HIPAA laws, but I had a COVID test this morning, which is standard operating procedure for Ninja Warrior for the past couple of years, and it's done with a proxy via Zoom, and passed that with flying colors, thank God. But with my allergies acting crazy, I'm like, oh, what if it's COVID? But it's not. It's totally just allergies because I did another VersaClimber workout and dug as hard as I could and was fine. Recovery was great. But anyway, one of the things I was working on yesterday and today was just grip stuff. I rigged up a bunch of since I have a whole bunch of new rings now, well, not a whole bunch of new rings, but a lot of rings now. I've got, I think, 4 sets somewhere on this property. Rigged up a little traverse with it, because grabbing on rings, it really hurts your hands if you're not used to it. And just did a bunch of, like I said, grip stuff. And something I worked on yesterday was using this Trango up here. This Trango hangboard, which I got, I got it during COVID, the quarantine, because I always wanted a hangboard. And I also got some Metolius campus rungs that I hung there, on top of the pegboard. But I got this Trango one because it was the best one by all accounts, and you can adjust the angle and the width and everything else. But I hardly used it. In fact, it's kind of an awkward spot right here in the gym. If you're not careful, you'll fall onto the VersaClimber, but like I said, I don't use it all that much, mainly because it's freaking hard. One of the holds I like a lot are these finger pockets, and I can do the ledges, and except for the mini ledge. That's probably the toughest pull-up on this. But the second toughest pull-up is using these pinch grips. And if you ever put your hand on this, you'll realize it's almost impossible to hang yourself on this, and I've never been able to do it. In fact, yesterday I was working on doing reps with these pockets and this medium-sized ledge, and then I used the hook. This is designed to have a pulley set up for it to take weight off your body and allow you to, have I guess you want to call it a counterbalance, a counterweight, which is standard operating procedure for climbers, and basically break a couple pulleys here and pull yourself up, which the set comes with, the pulleys. Anyway, I figured I'm pretty strong. I don't really need the pulleys. It's too convoluted and just messy. So I just hooked up a resistance band to this, a purple one. Tried a green one. The green one was actually too strong. The purple one is about right. And I was doing banded assisted pull-ups on these pinch grips, and that felt great. But I kind of gave myself a little challenge to see how far I could get before I leave for Tuesday. And my main goal was just to get more comfortable holding myself with that purple band on. And today this afternoon, just a few minutes ago, in fact, I tried it being lazy, turned the GoPro on, tried it without the band, and I was able to do 3 of them, which is unbelievable. The 3 felt good. And then I did it again, 3, no problem, and then did it again, I did 5, and did it again, I did another 5. The point of that, the reason why I want to mention this is because what I've noticed with my grip strength, and I've talked about this before, is it seems to improve the more work I do in a session, whereas it used to be when I used to rock climb, I'd have a couple good efforts in the very beginning and just like fall off after that. So being able to do 2 sets of 3 of the very hardest pull-ups I have in this house, next to like mini campus ledges or little ledges, which is really fingertips, and then be able to do 2 sets of 5 after that was crazy. So yeah, it's just a weird thing, you know. I guess it's old man strength. It's you know, cumulative training effect. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of different factors, but I just think it's interesting that my grip tends to get better as I warm them up. Oh, and the other cool thing was it Friday night? I was working on the pegboard, and before dinner, and I was doing, it's called a weave. I call it a weave. Is when you're crossing, instead of doing your pegboard side to side, you are crossing arms. And I actually wanted to get another pegboard to extend this, but what I realized is if I do the cross weave across one row and then go up and go another one, that's 3 lengths, which is pretty long. And cross weave is not easy because what happens is a couple of things. Is the harder you grip the peg, actually, it engages more of your forearm and your body actually twists. It's kind of freaky because it's kind of hard to untwist yourself, and you just basically have to let yourself slow down in your twist or stop and then move. So it's this fine balance of actually the minimum amount of grip you have on the peg and releasing pressure completely off the other one so you can move it, and you know, and locking off and everything. Really cool pulling that off. And that's another great example of the grip. I did one row just across the bottom. I was like, okay, well, that was great. That was hard. It was great. And then I'm like, oh, let me go try it again. And I did the full 3 rows after that. And then I did it again, and it's a funny video of Betsy. Maybe I'll post that next. Of Betsy literally walking in the garage and watching me. I had already started, and I'm like, I'm gonna go and try to see how far I get. And I knew she was gonna try to walk under me to go get some soy milk or whatever, a little of the pantry we have in the garage. And it was kind of funny because her little commentary is pretty funny because she never comes in here and watches me work out. Anyway, good stuff for me. I feel good, not injured. Passed the COVID test. I'm ready to go. Just trying to keep my head in the game and get ready to go. Anyway, talk to you guys soon.
That's amazing, hon. Oh my God. Silly, just getting some soy milk.